We're mic'd up with Montgomery.
Welcome to Real Talk, where real estate meets real conversation.
I'm Sean Harvey.
I'm Brittany Newhart.
Hi, Brittany.
Hello.
Happy Monday.
Happy day.
Happy day.
Happy day.
Happy whatever day you're listening to this.
Exactly. Yeah. It could be 4 Thursdays from now.
That's right.
Perfect.
What's new this week?
What's new is I'm announcing my resignation from the school. So I'm officially
full-time real estate. Congratulations.
Yes. But I mean, along with that, it kind of comes with I'm also helping Randy with his construction and doing the commercial space and managing that. So yeah, I'm doing everything still, but just not that part. So.
Well, something's got to give eventually, right?
Yes, it did. Yep. It did. It was to the point where I knew which direction I wanted to go with things. And this last year has been a better year office-wise. Such a good vibe in here that I wanted to be here more. So,
well, we're glad.
Yeah, I actually liked being here. It went all my time goes very fast when I'm here. So
it does. That's a fact. Yeah, it's hard to get everything done in one day.
Yeah, I get distracted and I'm doing something, and all of a sudden I'm like, oh, it's 12:30. I guess I can leave.
Yeah,
this is weird. So no. Now I hope we just keep growing our business.
Yep.
Yeah, I like it. I'm ready.
Keep helping people. It's our goal.
Yes. So that comes to our topic. We are talking about how to hire me, Brittany Newhart, or Sean.
Or any real estate agent, really.
Yeah, I guess. Well,
preferably somebody in Montgomery.
Yes, always. Well, that's the nice thing. We have such a good team here, too, where we all, even if you hire one of us, you kind of are getting a little bit of everybody because if we have an issue talking
everybody
to you.
Fills in for each other when needed.
That's the thing. Okay, you hire one person and you only rely on that person. Well, if you have a house that you're listing and that person's sick and can't do something, well, there you go. You have somebody else to lean on. Yep. You have questions. There's always more people to lean on. So we've got Rayma, who does great. We've got Amber, who's marketing us like crazy. So we have a great team here. So
yeah, and we all work together very well.
Yes, we do. So hiring. Okay, so somebody comes along. They're like, okay, I want to sell my house. How do I choose you? What makes this official?
Well, I always tell people, if you're not sure of who to use, don't jump right at the first person that reaches out to you. Or, there might be a reason that person is reaching out to you. Maybe they don't have anything else going on because they've upset all their past clients. It's hard. I mean, it's hard telling. You could go with the first person, but just sit down and meet with that person and go over a few things, but make sure that you guys have a good relationship in communication to start with, because if you don't have that to start with, it's not going to get any better as things go on.
Yeah.
Make sure you're comfortable with who you're working with. And that's the biggest thing I say, because sometimes we work together for 4 years, sometimes it's for 2 months, but you want to be comfortable and feel comfortable with whoever is representing you, that they have your best interests in mind.
Yeah, because we're batting for you. Every time there's a problem, there's a lot of times where we're telling you it's okay, we're going to figure this out. And we're calming you, but we're over here being like, don't screw these people
Sometimes
over.
We're panicked, but we're trying to figure it out before it even becomes a problem that you notice.
Yeah, and we're the ones fighting for what you should have, because that's the thing. A lot of people don't do this often, or they've never done it before. So we're like, no, this is something you should fight for.
Right.
Not just cave and give in just because you want the house. This is what you should fight for.
Yes, exactly.
And that's the nice part, is hiring the right person who's going to have your back, not the person who, I'll do anything to get to closing and that's it.
Right.
Get to closing on the house that's going to be a good house for that person. Not let's cover things up.
Yeah. And if you're listing a house and somebody says, well, so-and-so offered me this huge discounted commission or whatever it is, that doesn't always mean anything's good. If somebody's like, I'm going to give you the super low commission, well, why? Yeah. What are they not doing for you that we are doing for you?
Exactly. And that commission goes to a lot of different things. That's us marketing. So we don't get that commission till closing. So we don't get anything until you get what you're paid for your house. So if we don't get to closing,
we don't get
paid. Even though we have a contract, even though everything, if we don't get to closing.
But we still paid to advertise the property. We still paid for every bit of marketing on it. But if it doesn't close, we have a lot of skin in the game.
Yeah, there's lots of hours of paperwork. There's hours of doing ad work. There's hours of, and tons of money into just advertising one house even just for the first week.
Yeah. Well,
So,
not only that, but the technology that we buy, like the
yes.
Matterport 3D tours, I mean, that stuff is super expensive, and we offer all of that at no additional cost.
Right.
So,
Yeah, we're doing that with every house nowadays. And
right.
I think that a lot of people jump into things and don't realize how much of your money that we're turning around
Yeah.
putting somewhere else.
So there again, that boils back to the first thing I brought up is interviewing the agent. Talk to that person and say, okay, what are you offering me and what can't you offer me? And figure out where that lies before you jump at maybe a super low commission rate or somebody who said, yeah, I can be there in 5 minutes. So.
Yeah, definitely. And I had a brain fart. I should hate that. No, there's a lot of things too with realtors, like asking people who have used a realtor. I think that's the most important. Yes, I can ask, who do you recommend for a realtor to somebody, and you ask somebody who's never had a realtor. You might want to do that, because what they're going to do is they're going to say the one that they see the most.
Mhm.
They're going to say the one that's on the sign coming into town, because we're on the sign coming into But, it's like they're going to just pick who they see. They don't actually know these people. So that's where we're like, kind of interview people, call around, get the vibe, because there's a lot of times where one person works well with someone and not the other. So get that vibe. But don't always listen to the person say, oh, you should go with this person just because of that. Unless they're saying, I worked with this person and they did great. This is what they did. That's great. I love that part. I love it when you get an actual referral from somebody who said your name from that you actually work with.
Right.
That's the best kind of referral.
Right. The best one is from somebody that you worked with.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
And also something to note when hiring a listing agent, if you're going to sell your house, is it's not always about whoever throws out the highest number for your house.
Yeah.
Sometimes we see high numbers get thrown out, and then the house that's on the market for 6 months, and then nobody's happy at the end of it anyways. I feel like in our office, we are very diligent about doing our homework, doing our market research, and giving you actual accurate numbers on what you should expect your house to sell for.
Yeah. So it's kind of like that. Like, yeah, you can have somebody say, I'll sell your house for 300, or I think that you should list, not I'll sell your house for 0. I think you should list at 300, and then somebody else comes around, oh no, your house is worth 325. Great. So you're in your head, you're like, I'm making $25,000 more. Well, there's other costs that take that down too.
Mm-hmm.
But also, like you said, if it's going to sit on the market. So a lot of times it's like, what's your timeline?
Right.
Because if you want to sit there at 325, okay, you can sit there for 6 months and maybe somebody will come along. But maybe it won't appraise for that in the end, and you'll be right back to it, and you sat on the house for 6 months.
It is funny though, because I had the flip happen to me. So
Yeah.
I had another agent tell somebody their property was only worth X amount of dollars. I came in and I listed it for 50,000 higher, 50 to 70 higher. But then we got multiple offers, and it went for another 50,000 over that. So that was kind of the flip side of the story too.
Change,
but yeah, if you got two completely polar opposites, if you're getting different opinions, it's good to maybe average them out or something like that.
Yeah, and there's a little bit of an issue with, if you get a market analysis 2 years ago, you might want to get a new one.
Yeah.
Don't, and even like throughout the months and stuff of like a year can change a lot too. So it's like, don't go to Sean for one in January, and then a year and a half later you come to me for one in the middle of the summer, because it's going to be two different completely market analysis, because we're going off the current market.
Right.
We can update those all the time. It's easy to no, I don't think there's too many red flags of our agents in town, like things to watch for. Well, not red flags. Things we don't have a lot of people that are specific, like I only sell commercial, only do this. Right. So that's kind of nice. Like we all sell commercial, we all sell residential. So that is nice, because there's people like, oh, who do I have to call to buy a commercial space? You can call us. You can still call us.
But, or if you've got farmland, give us a call.
Exactly. Like we all do it all. So that's kind of nice. We don't have those specific, like, oh, you can't go to this office. You have to go here. Right. That's kind of nice. We all do it all. But you do have a buyer agreement. And some people think like, oh, this is you trying to make me sign something that I don't want to sign. And people get scared when it's before you're even listing a house and all of a sudden they're signing a contract and they're like, what is this? Every office has it. That's the thing. People do not understand it.
And we have to have buyer's agreement signed in order to show properties and in order to give full real estate advice.
Yeah.
And it can be as short as 1 day. It can be as long as you want it to be.
Yeah.
But
people
we have
don't
to have those.
Yeah, and they think that we're just trying to con them into something, but everybody has them. Every single agent has the same documents across the board.
It is actually a law.
Yes.
So it is very important.
But not every agent will probably explain it all to you.
Right.
They'll just say, "Oh, that's just like don't worry." Well, no, we can go through it every time. But it is a contract stating, "I work for you. I represent you. I'm going to put your best needs forward." Putting that kind of relationship out there of what this is, and then putting out your commissions and going forth.
Yes.
So, and we have it on buyer's side too, because it's also to protect us too. If you're hopping around to 8 different agents and you're leading us all on a string, like it's a little bit hard. Like,
well, it's tough. Yeah. And any agent can show you any property in town. So that's why we say, find somebody you want to work with. If it doesn't work out, you can always cancel your agreement. I mean, we're not going to tie anybody to anything.
Right.
But if it's a lot easier if you have one person working for your interests that knows what you want, that knows what you're approved for, and different things like that. It just makes the process a lot better.
Yeah. Because there's times where, okay, you show 8 houses to a person and you spent 3 weekends with them doing this. And if you didn't have that buyer agreement, they could just walk in, put an offer with whoever's at the office because today they decided and you just weren't around for some reason. You were at the dentist. And then all of a sudden they walk in, want to put an offer in, and if you don't have that agreement.
Like, if I'm at the dentist, Brittany can write the offer.
Exactly.
Whatever we need
but
to
it's
do.
like, still though, it's nice to have that agreement with the person.
Right.
But no, it's nice to have the buyer agreement for both ends.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the advice this week, I guess.
Yeah. We always think, hire a realtor.
Yeah.
There's for sale by owners. You can still have a realtor.
You can, and you should, honestly. To protect yourself.
Exactly. And we're helping the seller out by at least doing their paperwork stuff for the buyers. Like, we're doing it for the buyers, but
you can maybe save a little money by doing a for sale by owner, maybe not. With the property not being on the multiple listing service and being showcased to the entire world, you could actually be harming yourself rather than doing good.
Yeah, Facebook isn't enough.
No, it's not.
Yeah, just putting it on marketplace isn't enough. We advertise on Facebook too, yes, but we also advertise across the board. Everything
across the board.
You search it on the internet, it pops up. Yeah, so that's what's nice.
Yeah.
So. Perfect.
All right. Well, thank you for listening today. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe.
Yeah.
Have a great week.
And remember, who you work with matters.